Welcome back to Alchemy of the Dark Feminine with your host, Grayson Khan. Today I want to talk about the art of being truly seen, so the raw, messy, human you. Now, very recently, I have learned how to be okay with not being okay with somebody very close to me. And it's been very powerful learning to let myself be witnessed in this uncertainty energy, this in-between energy, the not so polished, made up me. And I just want to share something extremely emotional that I just did. Actually, this was last night. And I was talking to an intimate partner of mine, and I just looked at him and I said, we need to talk to each other's inner child and ourselves and just basically reassure each other that, hey, like, I'm still going to choose you through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I don't know, I kind of felt like this internal conflict of part of me like wanted to be 100% down and say that, and then the other part was like, well, no, like, I want to be polished, I want to be fully healed, I want to be like totally normal. And I feel like that's such a human response, especially coming out of a really toxic narcissistic family system when you've never known what normal is, or you've never even known what healthy is. And anyway, so it was a very emotional experience to, well, for him, when I looked at his inner child and for his big self and holding his face and saying, I am going to choose you through the good, the bad, and the ugly, no matter what. And then when he did it to me, when he did that to my inner child, like, I felt her come out. I was like, oh my God, I just started crying. I was crying because that was the first time ever in my life where healthy masculine energy outside of myself reflected back that, hey, I'm going to choose you when you are raw, when you are messy, when you are human, when you are imperfect, when your emotions get really intense, when things get really uncomfortable and we get into a fight or we get into a disagreement, and I'm not going to run to fix you, or I'm not going to leave you because things get ugly. I'm going to sit with presence and still choose all of you. That was such a very deep, emotionally energetic experience for me. And yeah, maybe that can bring some of y'all some clarity and some guidance within your own relationship. I highly recommend doing that if you have not done that yet. With your partner, because what's going to happen is with both of you choosing to do that consciously, you will both form a new soul template within your relationship dynamic, and it's going to be very powerful. It's going to become your new baseline, and that new baseline is actually a stronger foundation for your relationship. So I highly recommend doing this with your loved one, if this is somebody that you really do want to be with for the rest of your life. So yeah, it's a very powerful practice. But anyways, I also want to talk about this other energy that I've been unpacking with my survival identity. So I'm very close to cracking open this survival identity that I formed in childhood that got me to survive my narcissistic upbringing. So I didn't die, basically. And one of the things I've been struggling with in my business is, I don't want to say it's a confidence issue. It's more of, I would say it's more of like a worthiness, deservingness issue. But I had this thought, this belief that I caught in my subconscious mind of, who would pay me for this? Who would pay me for the work that I do? And after doing this deep, intense, energetic healing that I've been doing on myself, I've seen my own transformation. I've had clients reach out and tell me how freaking powerful my transformation is. And even with my own physical embodiment, even with other people validating how powerful it is, like, there's still that energy of, who would pay this much for this? And like I said, that comes from the narcissistic family system, because the narcissistic mother her whole goal, her whole end game is to make you play super small, to make you settle in life, to make sure that you don't get too big, you don't surpass her. You're not worthy or deserving of a healthy relationship or a healthy financial situation or a healthy lifestyle, period. And so that's where that stemmed from. And a couple of days ago, I think this was a couple of days ago, either yesterday or a couple of days ago, I was going through some hotels because I asked my current person that I'm seeing. My relationship is very private, so only you guys know about it. But yeah, I don't publicly talk about it on the internet. I don't talk about it on TikTok, so this is the only place you're going to hear about it. But anyways, he was like, I would love to go stay in a hotel about 45 minutes away from here for my birthday and then go out to dinner with you. And yeah, it was just so nice. And so we were like looking at hotels together. I was like scanning them for the energy. I was like, I don't like the energy of this one. I like the energy of this one. And let me tell you guys, I have done that like when I have personally gone on vacation, and it works every single time. Like my psychic gifts are just like a chef's kiss, 10 out of 10. And anyway, I told him, I said, oh my gosh, like while you go play golf or do whatever you want to do, like I want to go sit in the spa, like I want to go get a massage or something. And I was going through their spa menu, and they had a chakra healing ritual massage experience for $333. And I said to myself, I said out loud, are you fucking kidding me? I did not only chakra healing work, but I did like 25 plus other things in my one-on-one client sessions just a few years back, and I charged like $270. Like, what the hell? And so in that moment, I was like, am I not charging enough? Like, am I undercharging for the shit that I'm doing? Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And I just know, just from what I've experienced and my gifts and how I can see into energies and just the people I've worked with over the past couple of years, is whatever chakra healing ritual they're doing in that hotel, it comes nowhere close to what I'm doing in people's souls and their chakra systems. And so then I thought to myself, why am I not charging what I'm actually worth, what the portal is that I offer for people? Why am I not doing that? Why don't I feel safe enough to offer that? And it's just something that's so interesting. And I feel like it's really connected to this fear of being seen in our humanity. And because so many of us were loved or only loved for being easy, helpful, perfect, or small, and because we created these identities, these survival identities of if they see all of you, they'll leave, and because our nervous systems equated vulnerability with rejection or punishment, all of that energy, all of that undercurrent energetic tones follows us into our business ventures. And then we start asking ourselves questions like, why am I even showing up like this? Why am I even talking about this? Who would pay this much to experience the transformation I've already gone through and I'm still going through to get to my next levels? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just so mind-blowing, and it just mind fucks me. But that is one thing I want to help you all with today, is releasing that fear of being seen in your humanity. And if you are going into business ventures as a sensitive psychic woman like myself, and knowing that whatever transformation it is that you're here to offer or whatever gift you're here to share, just know that you are worth it. Like your soul, you are on a soul divine assignment. Like your voice, your presence, your energy, okay, that is a divine assignment. So, and that's another thing I had to tell myself was, you know what, like I'm not meant to reach a certain collective, and that's okay. I'm meant to reach a different collective that is actually going to support my freedom that my soul is so desperately wanting. And so anyway, just, it's so interesting how all of this weaves in together. And yeah, I love sharing this kind of medicine because people really just aren't drawn to perfection. They're not drawn to perfect. They're drawn to the truth. They're drawn to resonance. They're drawn to courage. And this willingness to be messy, to be real, and to stay open, because that gives you all permission to do the same. And this is how your soul clients and how your community find you, because they're able to recognize their own heart and yours. And so, yeah, it's just so deep and so interesting. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys and talk about what it is I've been moving through lately over this past week. And what I've noticed is the more that I slowly peel off this Band-Aid and the more raw and vulnerable I allow myself to be fully seen, the more aligned people rush toward me. It's like I don't have to lift a finger. They just naturally come towards me like a magnet. And something so interesting is I've been peeling off this Band-Aid metaphorically, and what I've noticed is different inner protector parts of me that were not ready to put their armor down, these different parts of me that were protecting me and guarding me from exposing my true self, because deep down I didn't really feel safe to be wanted and feel safe to be seen, and I didn't feel safe totally to receive and to magnetize in that energy, because one, it was way too intense. That amount of unconditional love feels way too intense on a traumatized nervous system, and that survival identity clashes with that. And two, when you go through SA abuse and that SA trauma, you will, you link, I can't remember the psychological term for it, but you end up linking survival and being wanted with danger. And so your energetic boundaries between being wanted in a healthy way and getting violated get mixed up. And so I had to work through that as well, because in order to create and hold a successful feminine business, you have to feel safe being wanted in the high vibrational way. And if you went through SA trauma like I did, that is going to deeply energetically entangle you and make things a lot more difficult for you. And if you are interested in unpacking that and working with me, we can do something one-on-one for sure. I don't feel called to do that in like a group setting, because it's just a really vulnerable, excruciatingly vulnerable and very intensely traumatizing thing to have gone through, especially when you're like 6 years old. So yeah, if you are open to it, I'm open to it. We can do like a one-on-one journey together, and maybe I can birth that into creation for some of y'all out there who need that help. But yeah, anyways, my biggest message here is that you just don't have to overcompensate. You don't have to over-explain yourself. You don't have to over-prove yourself. That when you allow yourself to be your most human, your most raw, your most messy, your most vulnerable, the most polished, all of that combined, when you are able to allow yourself to fully just be who you really are, that is when you are literally your most magnetic. So I want to softly, personally invite all of you and ask you, where are you still hiding or dimming yourself? Where do you only let yourself be seen once you've cleaned it all up? Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, that's such a good one. I love when I'm spending time with my partner and I am just so messy. Like, this sounds kind of gross, but like, it's like the day after I'm like with him, I haven't showered, my hair's messy, like I'm still in my jammies, and I'm just like, I don't smell like my perfume anymore. I don't smell like my normal clean self. I'm not wearing my makeup. I'm not fully polished. I'm not wearing my best outfit. It's like, I'm just raw. I'm just messy. I'm myself. I'm in my natural sense. Like, I'm a little stinky. But that energy where he can be in his dark masculine and just see all of you, want all of you, choose all of you. I mean, that is such a primal turn on, like at the deepest level of my existence for me. So yeah, anyways, it's like one of my favorite things. Oh my gosh. But that is another thing that I slowly had to unpack due to my SA trauma and abuse that I went through, because when you don't feel safe to open yourself up like that, of course, like you're not going to feel safe being raw, messy, and human. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I have another question. Last question is, what if your mess is the very bridge someone else needs to cross into their own healing? Oh, that hit deep for me because I have come across so many people like that. I've come across so many people who are still in that in between. They're still in their mess, but yet they still offered something of deep value to me. They brought some kind of gold nugget for me. Like they transformed me in some way. That was very powerful. And it was proof subconsciously at the time because I didn't catch that in the moment consciously, but it was proof that, hey, you don't have to be this perfect statue to show up and to consistently show up. Like yesterday, I made a TikTok video and my hair wasn't even washed. Like, you know, my hair looked like sent for and couldn't get there. And I was in my yoga outfit because I was getting ready to do some morning yoga because I was very sleepy. I was very tired. But intuitively, like my soul was wanting to show up regardless of how I presented myself. And you know what? My video did really well. I called in soul-aligned people. They agreed with me. They were like, yes, thank you for saying this truth. I 100% agree. This is my experience. They liked my video. They reposted my video. So you know what? Like I said, it's not about showing up in perfection. It's really just about allowing yourself to be raw, messy, and human and giving your soul permission to speak and show up in divine assignment, really. So, and that really will just go so far in your business ventures and your relationships. And yeah, right now I'm actively choosing to show up a new way with my tender heart, with my not quite finished places. And it's actually very liberating. It's very liberating to know that I can always choose to grow and to evolve, and that's okay. And I'm enough as I am showing up like that. I'm enough with my not so quite finished pieces. I don't need to be this perfectioned, perfectly stoned, polished being. I don't have to be that, and neither do you. So anyways, I have a soft invocation for all of you to repeat to yourself to close off this podcast episode. So here we go. It is safe for me to be seen in my raw, messy humanity. It is safe for me to lead from exactly where I am. My realness is my resonance. Period. Your authenticity, that realness, that rawness, that direct truth-speaking aspect of yourself, people are going to resonate with that more than they will with the mask that you put up, the fake voice, the fake personality, the fake personas, whatever you think it is that people want to hear. Like, no, just show up as you. Show up as you, like how you would talk to yourself or your best friend or somebody you're not afraid to be your total self around, and show up like that. Show up like that and just watch what happens. You're going to see people who are not for you filter themselves out. Maybe they say some hate comments under your posts or whatever. Just block them and keep it moving. And then you're going to see people who go, wow, you just made my day. You just made my entire life. Thank you so much for speaking out on this. Thank you for being so brave enough to speak on the subject. Thank you so much. Like, I've never heard anybody talk about this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. There is this gratitude that comes from the universe of being your true authentic self. So that's all I got for you guys today. And I love you so much. If you are interested in working with me one-on-one, feel free to reach out to me via my email, starseedyogi96@protonmail.com. Feel free to send me a DM on TikTok. That is where I live on social media. So if you want to talk with me, maybe set up a Zoom call and get to know me, get to know my energy more on a personal level before you get into that deep work with me, I am 100% open to that as well. But this is something that is a potential. So I'm only going to do this and birth this into creation if this is something that my soul line community needs and needs to thrive with and succeed with. So yeah, anyways, I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all in the next episode next Wednesday for our next deep dive. Bye for now.